Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Today we've got a Liverpool stream, on our hands. That's the topic today. We're going to be talking about my football club, Liverpool Football Club. You guys already know This is Football is a platform, is a channel for everyone to tune in, and listen to. But today, This is Football is here to talk about Liverpool Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a lot to discuss. So, everyone watching us right now or on the replay, please do not forget to slap the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to This is Football if you're yet to do so. Every single person watching us right now or on the replay, because I know a whole lot of you guys like to watch us on the replay, please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to This is Football. Sorry, keep getting involved in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions. Keep letting me know your thoughts. Because this will be a very interactive stream. So big up to everyone in the chat. Let me big up everyone. Big up to J Spurs. Big up to Bada Bing. Big up to Idris. Big up to Football for All. Big up to Steven Gerrard. Big up to Steven Gerrard in real life as well. Big up to King Mo. Big up to Kingsman. Big up to Muhammad. Big up to you, my brother. Big up to everyone, man. Everyone slap the likes. Everyone get subscribe. Big up to Estonian guys. Share the video as well. Hit that share button. Share it everywhere. Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, wherever you share your videos, share it. Big up John James in the chat. Big up Estonian. Big up to all of you guys. And I'll start by speaking. As I said, today is going to be a kind of more of a Liverpool video, but get involved in the chat. Keep letting us know your thoughts. Big up to Het, big up to Tarun, big up to KLFC. I mean, Het, here's the thing I'll say on that. I don't want to kind of speak on it publicly, on a separate platform or anything, but all I want to say is, look, I went on there, I just gave my opinions, I was asked questions, I answered them. I didn't get involved in any kind of personal attacks or anything. And at the end of the day, to each their own, I gave my opinions based on my knowledge, based on like everything I know. And this is basically it. So that's my honest opinion, man, like hat. Anyway, moving away from Man City, actually probably towards Man City, because we'll be talking title race as well. Big up Connor and Kay, Michael. You know what it is, you guys? Liverpool Football Club currently are at a very, very delicate stage, very important stage as well, because these next two games are going to show us exactly what Liverpool Football Club is about. Big up Onana. Exactly what Liverpool Football Club are about. But before I do that, let me just quickly say, Premier League scheduling for the second week in a row, I'm sat here calling out Premier League scheduling because it's an absolute disgrace. It's genuinely a massive disgrace. Do you guys see the Sunday game? Forest versus Brentford. Someone come tell me it's because of NFL, because of this, because of that. I couldn't care less. Generally couldn't care less. Bro, like I'm looking at these games. If I do the United Palace game, sorry, people will tell me I'm obsessed. Wolves City are going to slap up Wolves. Arsenal going to slap up Bournemouth. Chelsea Fulham is on Monday anyway. And there's nothing for us to do Sunday, and there's literally no games. Literally no games. For the second week in a row, Premier League mess up the scheduling. By the way, what's it called? Big up to Rux. By the way, Newcastle, not Newcastle, sorry. Spurs don't have Europe. We don't have Europe. Until Thursday. So we could have played on a Sunday, maybe giving us a better game and stuff. Bro, I'm so tired of this crap. Like, what a horrible week, man. Like, literally, it's just no one's playing anyone, stuff like that. Like, it's just so annoying. Anyway, big up to you, Wad. So speaking of Liverpool Football Club, speaking of scheduling, speaking of games, all I want to say is, look, these next two games, big up to John James who says, I hate your club, but you're cool, bro. Big up to you, John James. Thank you so much for the super chat, my brother. I appreciate you. Love for the love. And I show the love. I see the love you guys. You show Staffy as well. Staffy is my brother. So any love you show him is similar to me, my guy. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. And listen, we may disagree, but I'll say this about Man United. With Man United, it's a hatred based on rivalry. It's a hatred based on so much history. There's even a historic rivalry between the city of Liverpool and the city of Manchester. Like, there's an actual serious rivalry there. With these other clubs, I'm going to be honest with you. Everton, 100% hate them. But other than that, like, these other clubs, Chelsea, they started this whole money thing, and then City came in after. Bro, I'll be honest with you. Like, you see, I can't take, like, for example, modern City fans seriously. If the Sheikh bought Tottenham Hotspur, they'd be singing Spurs songs. They don't have the relationship with the club that you or I do. Big up to Ryan, who says, big up, brother. I'm worried for tomorrow. If we start like we have started the games, there may be no coming back. But if we win, that's a statement. And Ryan, I'm going to keep your super chat up on the screen. Big up to you and John. Make sure everyone's liking and subscribing right now. Big up to hit the like button right now and subscribe to the channel. Big up, John. You know what it is? These next two games are extremely pivotal. I agree with Ryan. But I'm going to take it a step further, Ryan. I'm not just talking about Spurs tomorrow. I'm talking about Brighton the week after. If we win these two games, if we leave Brighton away and Spurs away with 6 points, then it's not just a statement. It's like something, I don't know what's bigger than a statement. It's like a book, I don't know, like a statement, it's a page, if you would like. It's like something even stronger than a statement win, because these two next games right here, many people, and rightfully so, might predict us to drop points in said games. But if we beat Spurs away and we go and we beat, Brighton away, then we're showing that we're on some next level stuff. I'm be honest with you, and this is the reality. This is the reality, because we can't keep sitting up here and propping up an Arsenal or whoever and not prop up ourselves. But it depends based on delivering on the pitch. And this is actually what I want to expand on, because I don't want to lose my train of thought. Tomorrow's games. We win tomorrow's game. We go to Brighton away, we win. For me, this changes the whole complexion of the season. This changes the entire way we approach the season. This changes the entire way we think of this season. I'll tell you why. When it comes to both clubs that we're facing, first of all, we're going away from home. Neither game is at Anfield. Both are away. Spurs have lost to Fulham on penalty. Other than that, they've beaten Arsenal away 2-2. They've beaten all the other teams they've played, and they drew to Brentford at the start of the season. So, other than really, the Brentford game and the Fulham game, Spurs have been doing really well this season. Now, the reason why I'm taking it a step further, and I'm saying it's even like a bigger than just a statement, because these are two stadiums that we go to at the start of the season, that if the wins do happen, then everyone's gonna take a step back and go like, yo, this is mad. Like, yo, these guys are actually serious. And I'll be honest with you, after City, I would say Liverpool have the second strongest starting 11 in the league. But of course, as per usual, what's Liverpool Football Club's problem, ladies and gentlemen? Everyone watching an hour on the replay, you already know. Depth. That's the biggest problem that Liverpool Football Club have. Our forward line depth, elite. Kelleher, perfect backup to Alisson. Matip and Gomez, still haven't fully trusted them, still haven't fully recovered from last season. In midfield, look, there are options, but they're not like a Szoboszlai. They're not like a McAllister. They're not like any of these guys. Like, okay, Bajcetic, fantastic talent and stuff, but he's still a kid. Thiago's never really fit, which is an issue. And it kind of is a problem going forward for us, because there's a reason why when I'm doing the Carabao Cup watch along, for example, I'm like, please don't bring on Szoboszlai. Please don't bring on McAllister. The reason why I don't want to bring them on is because of our lack of depth. I'm looking at the big picture here. We cannot afford the Szoboszlai injury. We cannot afford the McAllister injury. God forbid any player gets injured. We cannot afford any of these serious players getting injured. We really cannot afford any of them getting injured. And the reason why we can't afford getting any of them getting injured is because our starting 11, yes, it's strong as hell, but the backups, that's where the problems lie. And look, it's all good. You beat West Ham at home, you beat blah, blah, blah. But I'm talking about games like this. This is the Spurs away, the Brighton's away, where you have to go there and you have to keep your composure, you have to play your style, and you've got to get 3 points on the board. And I look at the Spurs away game. The reason why I've been actually quite confident, even Ryan, big up Ryan, who sent in a super chat earlier on, he DM'd me on Instagram. That's why I always tell you guys, listen, I ain't trying to do memberships. I don't need $4 for you to be my friend. Listen, you can DM me anywhere. More than likely, I will try to respond as much as possible. We'll try to have a conversation. There are so many people on this channel who have never even sent in a super chat, who I speak to regularly, bro. Like, listen, this is a community. This is family. That's why I'll never do memberships. So And I always reiterate, I've got no problem with people who do memberships. That's just me. Anyway, going back to the topic. Bro, the reason why I'm so sure and I'm so confident going into tomorrow's game is our forward line. I look at the game that just happened, the Spurs-Arsenal game. The Spurs-Arsenal game, the chances that Arsenal got in the first half, had Liverpool Football Club gotten, I would expect the Salahs and the others in the team to be more clinical. And this is where, constructively, objectively speaking, okay? F the agendas. All of us here want to win tomorrow. We need tomorrow Nunez to be clinical. F the agendas, F all of that crap. I want us to win the game, and we need Nunez to be clinical for it. I want Nunez to start tomorrow. I'm not coming up here doing any agenda. I'm not coming up here saying anything negative. Start Nunez. Start Darwin. I want Darwin to start, but Darwin needs to put the ball in the back of the net. Simple as. And on the left wing, I'll be honest with you guys. Pedro Porro is a GTA stripper. Pedro Porro is bad defensively. And Luis Diaz could take advantage of that. And this is where I will criticize Diaz. I was so disappointed in the Paris final. Luis Diaz didn't really roast Carvajal like that. So tomorrow, inshallah, when we're watching the game, Luis Diaz needs to send Pedro Porro, back to wherever he came from. Like, I want him to just destroy him. Destroy him. And this is the thing now. When we're watching these games, okay, Klopp and tactics and manager this and manager that and blah, 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 all of that is well and good. But if you're a player, perform. It gets to the stage as well, even when you're watching other teams. Like, okay, everyone here knows I hate Man United. But if I'm watching, a Man United game and Rashford misses 15 chances, you cannot blame Ten Hag. You've got to blame Rashford. That's why I defend Pochettino. They've created the 6th most chances in the league. Jackson has just missed them all. That's not Pochettino's fault. Same way it's not going to be Klopp's fault. So I'm just looking at the game, and I need the players to be clinical. I need the players to put the ball in the back of the net. I need the players to go in there and be lethal. Because when you get chances Spurs away, you should be able to put them in the back of the net. I can't lie. Right now, from our forward line, the one guy that probably all the league fears is, of course, the Egyptian king. Number 11, man like Muhammad Salah in Arabic, Mo Salah in English, that's the guy that's going to kind of hurt everyone in the league from an offensive perspective. So tomorrow, inshallah, when we're watching the game, we'll see what Mo Salah does to Udogie. Because this is the thing now. We heard even the Spurs fan earlier on when I was on Staffy's channel. Big up Staffy TV. When I was on Staffy's channel earlier on, he's like, he himself said that. He's like, Salah ain't Saka. If you give Mo an opportunity in front of Udogie or whoever, he will take that opportunity. And this is exactly what we need them to do tomorrow. Spurs' biggest strength is their midfield. Maddison, Bissouma. Those two would start for Liverpool. There's no need for us to lie. I mean, Bissouma is a fantastic DM. Maddison, probably one of the best players in the league so far this season. So they both start for us. So this is the thing. Like, it's just about taking our chances. It's just about taking our opportunities. Simple as that. Big up to Onana says, I agree. I wish nothing but failure, pain, and misery on Liverpool. I pray every night for Klopp to get fired and Salah to get sold. But you're cool, bro. I appreciate you, Onana. Thank you so much. And look, hatred that's built on genuinity, on realness, on actual rivalry. Man City will never have a rivalry like Liverpool, Man United. I couldn't care less about what anyone says. I will never have the hatred that I have towards United for Manchester City. Because Man City bought it all. I'm sorry, that's just the ultimate reality. People got to get upset. Get upset. If you don't like it, go do your research. You bought it all. Also, I cannot take a City fan who wasn't there before the takeover that seriously. And I'll tell you why. Because had the Sheikh decided to buy Spurs, you'd be singing Spurs songs. Why should I take you seriously? Versus Man United and Liverpool have been big clubs for the last 100 years. We're not the same. Bro, these guys went to Japan, had 5 people in the audience. Big up to John James who says respect. Big up to you, John James. Everyone in the chat right now, spam W's for my guy John James. Thank you so much for the super chat, John James. Big up everyone as well for tuning in. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Everyone right now, hit that like button. Everyone right now, subscribe to the channel. W's in the chat for my guy, man, like John James. Big up to you, John. Big up to everyone who sends in super chats, man. You guys, honestly, I am genuinely so humbled by your support. Wallah, I'm so humbled by your support. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, Wallah, thank you, John. And there's one thing here, you know, I saw a comment. The idea that you are more clinical than Arsenal is false, though. Okay, who's more clinical? Mo Salah or Saka? Who's more clinical? Jota, Gakpo, Nunez or Jesus? You could argue Martinelli is more clinical than Diaz, which is fair, but this season so far, Diaz got 3 goals. So I'm not like Ephraim. I don't know if this is the first time you watch me, but I've got no problem with Arsenal. I'm not one of these guys who hate Arsenal for no reason. Like, I'm not one of these guys like, oh, Arsenal fans are annoying. Yeah, Arsenal fans are annoying because they're a big club. Liverpool fans are annoying because they're a big club. Man United fans are annoying because they're a big club. Simple as. So when you look at the forward line, with all due respect to Arsenal, we've got game changers. Mo Salah is a game changer. Alisson is a game changer. Van Dijk is a game changer. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a game changer. Like, this is not an agenda. This is genuinely, like, sometimes when I say stuff, like, I get it, I may be triggering certain people, but it's genuinely not an agenda. If you give Bukayo Saka 10 one-on-ones and Mo Salah 10 one-on-ones, who's scoring 9 out of 10? Mo Salah. And that's who you would trust. If I tell you right now your life is on the line, you need one of them to score a one-on-one, who you're trusting? Mo. And it's the same with our forward line. All 3 strikers, in my opinion, are more clinical than Jesus. On the left, out of respect for what Martinelli's done last season, I say, okay, Martinelli, no problem. You can give him the more clinical tag. I've got no problem with that. So for me, you look at the game tomorrow, inshallah, and look, Liverpool need to impose their way. We need to do what we need to do, and we need to just dominate, and we need to destroy Tottenham Hotspur, because I don't know why, and I don't know if you guys even remember this game. There was a game like about 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago. It was from the 13-14 season, or 12-13, I'm unsure. We played Spurs away, White Hart Lane, and we beat them 5-0 in their own backyard. John Flanagan scored that game. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe from this game, because it's kind of the similarities as well with Villas-Boas at the time. He was like this young, exciting manager. Liverpool kind of came and just, you know, ruined the parade. And this is kind of what we do sometimes. Liverpool just good at just bringing people back down to reality. You know, last season we were nicknamed Robin Hood because we took points from the good teams and gave them to the shit teams. So I'll be honest with you, playing Tottenham Hotspur does not intimidate me. And the reason why it doesn't intimidate me is because I just don't think that Arsenal took their chances like they they had to. They just didn't take their chances. And for us, we took chances. We take chances. And by the way, the one thing I will say as well, Liverpool creates so many more chances. So many more chances. Because Salah has developed his playmaking. You've got Nunez, who could create a chance for himself by running in behind, by etc., by his pace and power. You've got Luis Diaz, who could ruin Pedro Porro. You got Szoboszlai, who could chime in with a pass. I mean, we saw McAllister's assist to Nunez. So it's not like we've got players who, you know, aren't creative or anything. Everyone creates, and we're more lethal. So it's just about taking opportunities. And at the same time, before I get to the super chats, and at the same time, it's about stopping Tottenham Hotspur from scoring goals. Now, I know we've been conceding almost a goal a game. We've conceded to everyone except Aston Villa. However, realistically speaking, no agendas. Van Dijk and Konate are better than Romero and Van de Ven. Like, it's just both of them are better. I'm so sorry. So Konate and Van de Ven have got to be able to at least limit Tottenham Hotspur. I understand Tottenham Hotspur are at home. I understand Tottenham Hotspur are you know, maybe how can I say this? Like, they're feeling the momentum. They went away to Arsenal and drew and stuff like that. Fair enough. But Ibrahima Konate and man like Virgil van Dijk, I'm expecting big performances from both. Because our only clean sheet this season can't be attributed to Gomez and Matip. Like, you both need to step up. And tomorrow, look, you try to limit them. Of course, you're not going to stop them from having opportunities or just fully just like clamp them unless you park the bus. But at the end of the day, At the end of the day, you've got to perform on the pitch. And this is why, guys, sometimes, like, I understand people who blame managers. I'm not saying managers are, you can't blame them or whatever. I'm just saying sometimes let's think before we blame managers. If the player does not perform, then the player does not perform. That's why I was very lenient with Klopp last season, because everyone dropped their levels. Everyone dropped their levels. I still blamed him the most, but I also recognize that everyone dropped their levels. That's just my honest opinion. Let me just read a couple of super chats. Big up to Badabing, who says, great job on your debate earlier on the football terrace with that salty City fan crying that he couldn't handle his club cheating. I mean, look, I'm someone who lives in the Middle East. I know what the Gulf works like. No such thing as private companies. It's all public companies. It's all owned by the government. So it's the same government that owns the club, that sponsors the club as well. That's just simply how it goes. And, the source of the money, I tried to explain today. And look, for me, in a debate, anytime like you kind of start like, okay, you know what? I don't want to even say that, but like, look, in that debate, I felt like I just presented my opinion and I genuinely spoke about my honest opinion of the whole situation. As simple as that. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I mean, if you're a City fan and you don't believe that you hit the jackpot, then I can't help you. Then you're just beyond delusional. Big up to Rima, says, lol, Arsenal, go talk to Mu'min calling Jackson at Chelsea as effective as Nunez on the pitch as the number 9. I mean, Mu'min sometimes does say a couple of wild things. So far this season, Nunez does have 3 goals. He has, I believe, the most goal contributions in the least minutes played. So Nunez has been performing well this season. And all we need is, guess what, Rima? All we need is just continue to perform. That's not much to ask for. Everyone ask yourself right now. Genuine question to everyone in the chat. What separates Michu from Harry Kane? Harry Kane done it for 10 years and Michu done it for 1 year. Consistency matters. So yes, Nunez done it for 6. Now do it for the next 6 and the 6 after that and the 6 after that and the 6 after that. Keep going. Keep going. Be consistent. That's all. Thank you so much, Rima. Big up to Victor Lang, says, Hussam team looking scared. Scared of who? Ange will destroy the midfield, Bissouma, Madison, and Son. I mean, here's the thing. Appreciate you, John, and everyone. Here's the thing, Victor. I don't know who the hell told you he's scared. Like, I'm not scared of Spurs. I'm sleeping like a baby tonight. Like, I'm not scared. I'm genuinely not scared of the Spurs. Like, Old Trafford away because of the rivalry. Etihad because of the difficulty. Those are 2 stadiums. Okay, afraid. Fair enough. Like, I would be worried, before I go there. But please don't tell me I'm afraid of Spurs. They haven't beaten us in 12 games. Ange Postecoglou or not. So let's not do that. But thank you, Victor, anyway. Anyway, big up to Victor Liang, big up to Rima, big up to Badabing, Onana, Ryan, and John for the super chats. Everyone just spam W's for yourselves in the chat, whether you sent any super chat or not. But big up to these guys. Special shout out to them. Big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single person watching us right now or on the replay, please do hit that like button. Please do subscribe to the channel and spam W's for yourself for making this one of the best football YouTube communities on this entire platform, because here we built different. Over here, this is a family, this is a community. Everyone here can DM me, can speak to me off the site. So many people speak to me on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. Like, I love you guys all, man. Regardless who you support, we're one community. So hit that like button, subscribe. Big up to everyone. Big up to Abdullah. Before I carry on with the football, he says, not an LFC fan, but I have respect for the game above all else, which means I respect all teams and players. I honestly believe that LFC will compete this season. Injuries will prevent AFC from competing. You know what it is, Abdullah? Your situation is similar to mine in terms of I trust my starting 11. I think you trust your starting 11 as well, okay? We trust our starting 11s. My problem is with our depth, our bench, and that's always been the bloody problem, bro. That's always been the problem. Like, okay, Salah's fantastic. So who's his backup? Ben Doak. The rest of the forward line, no problem. Good backup. Midfield, who's Soboslai's backup? Who's McAllister's backup? Endo. Bacetic. Like, come on, man. Like, we need just Curtis Jones. Fair enough, Curtis Jones played well this season, but like, you get what I'm saying. I'm just talking about drop-off in quality. For me, it's the 2 centre-backs, though, that I have a problem with. Yes, Gomez and Matip have already held my hand up and said they've played well this season. 100%. But will they continue or will they not? Because last season has given me so much PTSD. So much PTSD. So much. But anyway, I'm confident tomorrow, inshallah, Abdullah. وشكرا لك زلمتي. Big up to you for the super chat, حبيبي. So, just kind of from an overall perspective, just speaking on the season as well, the reason why I included Brighton away is we've all got to take a step back and clap for Roberto De Zerbi. First of all, we all need to apologize for thinking that De Zerbi and Potter are the same. Listen, Potter was a fantastic manager at Brighton, but I can't lie to you. De Zerbi, you can tell, is built from a different cloth. So we all need to just take a step back and clap for Roberto De Zerbi. I've got nothing but respect for him. This guy has lost his best players, both McAllister and Caicedo. And this guy has just carried on winning games. People don't realize currently, if you look at the Premier League table, guys, Brighton are third. They ain't fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh or whatever. Brighton are third. Brighton and Hove Albion. 10 years ago, if I was doing this YouTube stream and I told you guys Brighton are gonna be third in the Premier League, every single one of you guys would have laughed at me. This is why, for me, and I must say this right now, and I'm not saying it in any insulting way. I think Brighton away would be a tougher test for us than Spurs away, because Spurs away we usually get our way over there. We usually win games, stuff like that. Brighton away worries me. It does worry me, and the reason why it worries me is De Zerbi is gonna impose his will and play his football regardless who the F he plays. De Zerbi is the type of manager that he will use hair gel on his hair in the morning, eat his spaghetti, smoke his cigarette with an espresso, and just run on the pitch and get these guys to play his football. De Zerbi is not the type of guy to not play a separate type of football. He's going to play his football. And because he's going to play his football, you should expect them that, they're going to come prepared. They're going to come ready. They're not here to mess about. They're not here to F around, if you would like. Brighton are going to play their football, which is why those two games are going to be a massive indicator. I think everyone in the chat as well who does not support Liverpool, if we beat Spurs away and Brighton away, they're going to take a step back and go whoa, these guys just beat Brighton away and Spurs away. That's massive. Whether we like it or not, that is massive. Those things are massive. And this is why, for me, I'm going to say this right now. With Spurs and with Brighton, two of our toughest tests so far this season, both of them, if we win both games, then I'll start looking at the season differently. And this is why, Jurgen and everyone, guys, with all due respect, we're Liverpool Football Club. The Europa League is a level below us. I'm sorry, I'm gonna just come out here and say it. I you earn the right to play in the Champions League 100%. Not just because you're Liverpool, you need to be playing in it. I agree with that. You earn the right to play there. But all I'm saying is the Europa League is a level below us. Habib Galbi, Abdullah. It's a level below us. And my thing is, my people, let me make the statement in a clear way in which I'm not disrespectful to the competition, but at the same time I recognize who Liverpool Football Club are. If Liverpool Football Club win the Europa League, I would celebrate it. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit up here and start dancing and break dancing and crying if we won the Premier League. Those are two different levels of competition. Same with the UCL. So okay, I respect it. Khalas, I respect the Europa League stuff. But this is why in the group stages, people seem to misunderstand me. It might not affect us in the short term, but in the long term, it will affect us because you're adding miles onto these players. Szoboszlai didn't need to come on against Las Lanes. I believe we would have won the game anyway. Mo didn't need to come on with the Leicester game. By the way, we were destroying Leicester. We didn't need to bring on Szoboszlai to win that game. So for me, all I'm saying is, look, our rotations need to be smart. This Saturday, tomorrow, we play Tottenham Hotspur. And then inshallah after that, this Thursday, we play, what's it called? We play Saint Gilloise. Now against Saint Gilloise at home, I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to see the best players out there. I'm really not. I'm sorry, but I'm really not. I'm not trying to see Salah pull up to Union Saint Gilloise and then play Brighton 2 days later. We all have seen negative effects that the Europa League has on someone's season. It just has a negative effect. That's why I'm looking at the bigger picture. And I'm saying if we beat Spurs and Brighton, I know it's still early, but I would just play the bench and the French players and the academy players in those Europa League games and those Carabao Cup games, and etc. Yes, it's all good competing on all fronts, but we all know how taxing it is, which is why you need a squad, which is why you need so many people playing. And Dominic Szoboszlai scored an absolute banger against Leicester City. Everyone here knows I wanted Szoboszlai before we were even linked to the guy. I wanted Szoboszlai before we were even linked to the guy, before we even spoke, before, like, I'm not saying this from an ITK perspective. I'm saying this from a wanted him perspective. So I've wanted Szoboszlai. People in the chat can vouch. However, I want Szoboszlai for the Premier League, for the Champions League. Hell, okay, even if we get to the Europa semi-finals or something, play the guy. But don't play him against Las Clins away and against Leicester at home in the Carabao Cup. This is where sometimes with Klopp, I'm like, yo, rest the guy. Rest the guy. Just rest him. That's it. Sometimes with just like your rotations and stuff, just do a little bit of rest. That's it. That's it. Big up to my guy, Damien, who says, cheers from Los Angeles, California. Big up to you. LFC needs to humble Spuds. Them man are getting carried away because of a few good performances. I can't lie, I've seen so many Arsenal fans, DM me this or tell me this or speak to me about this. I'll tell you why. The reason is, I'll be honest with you, I'm not celebration police. I don't dictate to people how they celebrate, but bloody hell, some Spurs fans went so over the top with a 2-2 draw. So over the top. Lord have mercy. Guy, ya habibi, relax. Why are you so hyped about a draw? Chill. Breathe. Calma. Por favor. Tranquilo. Calma. I can't lie, man like Damien. Exactly, Andy. They think they win. Like it literally ended 2-2. Like what you guys are doing? It literally ended 2-2. Big up to Danny, who says the liver bird is barbecued today, Habibi. Then you run. I mean, Danny, first of all, everyone in the chat can vouch. I'm not the type to run. So inshallah, God willing, tomorrow, win, lose, or draw, I'll be there. I'm not the type to hide. I'm here, win, lose, or draw. I was there with even worse results. So I don't run. But today, the fried chicken of Tottenham is getting fried. Tomorrow, equal biggest game of Jones's career so far, says City. I think he's probably played bigger games, but I understand in terms of the context, City. Big up to City for the super chat. In terms of the context. In terms of the context, he has got to perform. He's got to perform. And I've given Curtis Jones enough credit, enough respect for what he's done this season, and fair enough. But once again, what separates Michu from Kane? Consistency. Curtis, do it consistently for me. That is all I've ever asked. Consistency, delivering, and as simple as, like, it's not. By the way, I don't even think it's much to ask for. Just deliver consistently. As simple as that. Simple as that. And Richarlison can hold that. I just want him to hold that. Big up to you, Sidi. Big up to Tarmizi, who says, Salam, akhi, fingers crossed our attacker cooking this Saturday and win like that howler cooking mama shop dishes outside my hotel across the road right now. That hawker, sorry, not a howler. I miss mama shop, man. Oh, I really want to visit Malaysia again. Inshallah one day. Saya mahu nasi goreng daging. Tanah pedas. Roti, Taylor cheese. Roti susu. Good days, Tarmizi, man. You reminded me of my good days. Big up to you, Tarmizi. Thanks so much for the super chat, Habibi. I appreciate you. So now I just want to speak a little bit on the whole FSG out situation, because people do ask me and they do ask questions, and fair enough. I'll be honest, big up Hemp. I'll be honest with you guys. Omar, sorry for not being able to read your super chat yesterday. يعني انت تركت البرنامج كله وجيت تبعثه بأخت الآخر. حبيبي يا عمر. Anyway. Bro, that's a good memory stock right there. No, I didn't tear up or anything. I was just remembering how delicious the food was. Hey, good food does that to you, man. There's a food in Malaysia called bihun goreng. If you've never had bihun goreng, you missed up on half your life, man. That stuff is delicious. Woo, Lord. Anyway, carrying on before I eat my pillow from the hunger. With the whole FSG situation, People have been asking me, Hussam, what about FSG? What about FSG? What about FSG? Look, my thing with the whole FSG situation has always been I'm FSG out. Even if we win the league this season, I'd still be FSG out because for me, it's about the bigger picture. It's about the bigger statement. It's about the bigger vision. Me being FSG out has never just been about transfers alone. Me being FSG out, me speaking up against the ownership has always been a totality of things to happen to the football club. And for me, by the way, Bihun is vegetarian. You should have had it. So for me, it's about ambition, the willingness to stay at the top. And you show me you care. You show me you give a F. You show me you want to win and you want to stay there. And it's not just about a business perspective, this business perspective, that. I'll be honest with you. At the start, I kept speaking with numbers and with facts. You think I can't come up here and give you numbers and facts and do, 20-minute research? I can do that 100%. But I always keep saying, I don't support Liverpool supermarket. I support Liverpool Football Club. I'm interested in what happens on the pitch. That's what I'm interested on. And that for me is the biggest difference. I'm interested in what happens on the football pitch. Simple as that. And I want us to stay at the top. Now, I'm not saying I want us to win 4 or 5 leagues in a row because I understand that's nearly impossible with modern football. I get that. But at the same time, don't win me one title and then go buy Harvey Elliott, Sepp Vandenberg, and Adrian and just sit on your ass. That's not how life works. So anyway, with the whole, situation with FSG, it still is FSG out. Bro, we could have been top of the league right now with 0 L's, and I would have still said FSG out. Because I'm not going to thank someone for making me so, starve, and then come here and, oh my God, here's a Big Mac. Yeah, but you're the reason I'm starving anyway. So, why would I thank you? Type thing. So, for me, the FSG out thing doesn't change. And in regards to where Liverpool Football Club this season goes, that's why when I first spoke, I highlighted these next 2 games. These next 2 games are going to be a massive indication. We've spoken about positive scenario. Let's speak about negative scenario. What if Liverpool lose to Spurs and lose to Brighton? Suddenly, the Europa League becomes a priority. Suddenly, the Carabao Cup is a priority. Suddenly, the FA Cup is a priority because we want to win. We understand the Premier League maybe is a step too far for us if we lose these next 2 games. So we understand, okay, now Europa League is a lot more important. Now Carabao Cup is a lot more important. Now FA Cup is a lot more important. It's about winning these trophies now. So it's, for me, the indication is in these next 2 games, because if we can go to Spurs away and Brighton away a week from each other and win both games, then I think everyone genuinely would agree. You just take a step back and go like, whoa. And for me, I'm looking at these next 2 games and I'm like, yo, we get them W's. If we stay away from injury, madness. And with the signings this summer, people, I feel like, and I'll be honest with you guys, I feel like so many people just follow like sheep without actually listening to what I'm saying. We made 4 signings this summer. We signed Szoboszlai, McAllister. Both I was so ecstatic with. Everyone here can agree. I was extremely happy with Dominic Szoboszlai's signing. I was so happy. I was happy with the signing of McAllister. So happy. We signed Endo after being linked to Caicedo. The thing is, I just don't understand why you want us to be robots. I'm not a robot. You guys already know how emotional I am when it comes to football. I'm not a robot. I'm not going to sit up here and go like, oh, give the lad a chance, give the lad this, give the lad this. Bro, I was supposed to get Caicedo 3 days ago, and now you give me Endo. Okay, Endo played well against Leicester in the second half. Okay, good. He played well against the Championship side. But that's not the point. That's not the point. We're talking about the long term. We're talking about the depth. We're talking about us winning. Context matters. Thank you, Badr. And for me, the context is we were supposed to sign Moises Caicedo. We ended up signing Endo. People want to act like they were okay with it at the time. No, you weren't. No, you weren't okay with it. Neither was I. So people keep quote-tweeting that tweet that I posted up whenever Endo has a good performance, just to act like, oh, here, are they going to apologize? No, I'm not going to apologize based on one performance. I'm not. Never. And by the way, it was a good performance in the second half. First half, he was crap. Even the likes of Mike Das, who's like a massive Endo guy, was in the chat going like, oh, Sam, you're right. He's crap. So let's not change the way it actually moves. With Gravenberch, if you guys remember at the time, the whole point was, guys, we signed Endo because we're gonna sign another DM and another DM. He's so cringe, Ozan. And by the way, he's a fucking liar. And I exposed him. And I posted 2 screenshots with deleted tweets from him regarding Mount. So I know what he moves like. So big up waves, man. Big up waves. So I look at our summer with Gravenberch, right? Remember at the time, what were we saying? Context matters. What were we saying at the time? Guys, the reason why we signed Endo is because we're going to get a serious DM who's a starter and Endo is just going to be backup. So because Endo is just going to be backup, it's okay. Okay, we didn't get a backup DM. We ended up signing Gravenberch. So the normal reaction, and this is why I just don't get people who try to act like, oh, they were positive across the summer. Liar, you weren't. The normal reaction is what? Wait, why are we signing an 8? Don't we need a 6? Wasn't this something that every single one of you said? Okay, I like Gravenberch. Okay, I like what I see so far. I think he's a fantastic, phenomenal talent. All I'm saying is, I thought I was going to get a 6, and you gave me an 8. So I'm like, whoa, I'm indifferent about it. So 2 signings this summer I was just so happy with. One signing I'm indifferent about because I'm thinking we need something else. One I was disappointed, and it's normal. I don't get since when do you have to agree with every single thing the club does and agree with every single signing and stuff? Like, what's the point of football YouTube then? What's the point of even you speaking with your friends outside? Is it just like anything the club does you're gonna agree with? So what? I don't agree with us signing Endo. I'll say this publicly. Even if he's a backup option, I don't like him even as a backup option. Because if you wanted the backup option, you could have signed so many different players. So for me, I look at this Endo thing situation. All I'm saying is, look, I still believe I'm right. And one performance in the second half against Leicester doesn't change my opinion. So yeah. Big up to Victor who sends in a super chat. Big up to you, Victor, who says, Sam, brother, do you know it's away at Tottenham, so Tottenham haven't lost at home this season. Liverpool were robbed last year versus Tottenham because of Kane's knee slide tackle. Big up Sam as always. Victor, actually, last season we beat Spurs away 2-1. Salah Nunes link up was first discovered that game, where we kind of went to two strikers and they're playing next to each other, kind of thing. And both of them, sorry, and both of them performed. Both of them performed. So this is the thing for me. Like, that's why I want Nunez to start. So I'm just looking at tomorrow's game, and I think Nunez and Salah will definitely hurt them. These 2 players are going to be a problem. These 2 players are 100% going to be a massive problem. If they continue to link up, they continue to do well, they continue to improve. And this is the thing. And this is why, thank you, Darlia. I hope I pronounce your name right, my brother. Thank you to you, Darlia. This is why at the start, when PSG got Ugarte, I was upset. Ugarte was doing perfect for us. So anyway, it's just one signing I'm disappointed with out of the 4, and I have every right to just like, okay, this is the one I don't agree with, and it's okay. So here's the thing. Going forward, I'm confident in our players. I'm confident in our manager. Certain depth areas I'm not confident about. The defense is the problem for me. The defense, the depth, I mean, because I'm confident in Konate, I'm confident in Van Dijk. And look, Szoboszlai is on the road to become one of the best signings this summer. To becoming one of the best signings this summer. And for me, if he keeps playing at this level and he keeps, playing like this, then he's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. He's only going to improve. He's only going to get to the next stage. And I like the fact that he's someone who's getting involved in all aspects of play. You see him defending, you see him attacking, you see him trying to score, you see him trying to create. Big up Jacob in the chat. Victor, I'll be honest with you. Vel DM'd me. He's like, which watch along you want? I'm like, United, Palace. Nah, Palace are crap. I'm like, City, Wolves. City probably going to smash them, especially after they lost to Newcastle. I'm like, Arsenal, Bournemouth. Oh, God, Bournemouth are crap. So I just decided to do just the Liverpool game. But thank you so much, Victor. So I'm just going to do Liverpool Spurs tomorrow, inshallah. Thanks so much, my brother Cal Vibes. I appreciate you, bro. I think we're going to rain on Spurs' party tomorrow. I really believe that. I really think we're going to go to Spurs, rain on their party. Ram, ever thought of growing a pair? Anyway, I think we're going to rain on their parade tomorrow. And I think we're good at this whole party pooping stuff. Big up Henry and Jacob as well, who's in the chat, who were on the preview. I felt like the more Henry spoke, the more he kind of convinced himself that what's it called? The more that he convinced himself that Liverpool are gonna win. You know, he's a Spurs fan, but the more he spoke, the less he sounded convinced about Spurs getting something at the game. And fair enough, you know, we are an intimidating team to play for everyone because of our forward line. That's just the ultimate reality. Certain people might be asking for my starting 11, so let me just tell you my starting 11, which I think should select itself. So, Alisson, Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, no Matip. Left back Robertson, obviously. In midfield, McAllister, Szoboszlai. No problem with either Curtis or Gravenberch starting. So if Curtis starts fair, if Gravenberch starts fair, both of them I'm good with. I'd go Diaz on the left, but I would tell Diaz, I would bring Diaz into a room by himself pre-game. And I'd spend 10 minutes just speaking to him. Diaz, if you do not cook Pedro Porro, I will slap the shit out of you. If I was Jurgen Klopp, I'll tell him that. Like, listen, Habibi, I will slap you. You need to cook Pedro Porro. Must cook. That's the easiest meal you'll have your whole life. Cook him. There's no excuses. There's just no excuses. Must cook the guy. Simple as. I would generally get Diaz in a room and slap him. Go like, if you do not cook Pedro Porro, me and you are going to have beef. That's what I tell Luis Diaz. Big up to Joe Cavalier. Big up to you, Joe. Hope you're well. Been a while since I've seen you. Says, FSG has Liverpool on a budget that is ridiculous. Graven is still an unknown product. I do agree. The backup players and bench is the Achilles, one major done. And I agree with you completely, Joe. The backup options are the problem. Simple example. Joe Gomez is backup centre back and backup right back. That alone is a red flag. Red flag. And it's just in your eye. Connor Bradley, he's injured. The other guy, I forgot his name, that we signed last summer, problem. Injured again. Even on loan, I believe he's been injured. So, yeah, it's a problem, Joe, man. And this is why in the summer, I just wish we just bloody signed Ugarte and a centre back. I would have been sat here talking about us winning it all, bro. Unfortunately, Joe, we haven't done that. But anyway, look, this doesn't change my confidence for tomorrow's game. I still think we will slap Tottenham Hotspur. When I first predicted this, I actually predicted a 4-3. Now, I think we're going to win 4-1. I think we're just absolutely going to rain on their parade and we're going to destroy them. So I've said my team. I think Salah and Nunez need to play together this game. I think Diaz needs to be so much effective against Porro. Szoboszlai and McAllister alongside the Jones or Gravenberch, don't mind either, need to be able to keep the ball and relieve some pressure off the defense. And the defense, Van Dijk and Konate, need to give us one of them, you know, how can I say this? One of them iconic Konate Van Dijk performances where they just lock a team up. You know, and Alisson Becker, of course, best keeper in the league, best keeper in the world, an absolute cheat code. From Trent's perspective, because I don't want him aggravating his injury or getting injured again, I'd bring on the guy maybe in the second half to control things, invert him and stuff, but I'd start Joe Gomez. And by the way, there's no reason to drop Joe Gomez. He's playing well so far this season. Same with Robertson. There's no need to drop them anyway. So look, I'm confident going into tomorrow's game. And as I said, these next two games with Tottenham and Brighton are going to dictate this entire season. They're going to show us the direction we're headed in. We win those two games, suddenly the focus this season, suddenly what we're looking at the season becomes something completely different. Completely different. No. The haircut has nothing to do with it. Anyway, shoutouts time. Big up to Joe Cavalier, big up to Tarmizi, big up to Sidi, big up to Danny, big up to Damian, big up to Abdullah, Victor, Rima, Bada Bing, big up to Onana, big up to Ryan, big up to John James for the super chats. Big up to you guys. Oh my god, this guy, man. Big up to everyone who sent in a super chat. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you're all liking the video. Make sure you're all subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single person watching us right now, please like, subscribe. Stop what you're doing this very second. Hit that like button. Subscribe to This Is Football if you're yet to do so right now. Please like, subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in. You have the Premier League scheduling to thank for us only having one watch along tomorrow, inshallah. So tune in to the Liverpool Tottenham Hotspur watch along. So yeah, that's what I'd say regarding tomorrow's content. And then after that, inshallah, match reaction. El Ahwa is coming early this Sunday, inshallah, 4:30 p.m. UK time. So we've got so much planned, so much coming your way. And as you guys know, in the mid of October, there's an international break. Yay! Which is why you need to subscribe, why you need to hit the like button, so you can follow us for more content during an unnecessary international break. Love you all. Hit the like before you go, subscribe, and we will see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Peace out.